If you find that you have a hard time feeling your glutes when you're exercising, you always squeeze your glutes and push your hips forward when you're standing, or you're experiencing some posterior pelvic floor tightness that is making it hard for you to hinge, we're going to bring some more awareness to those hamstrings. The hamstrings insert onto the bottom of that pelvis. Now, their job is to bend the knee this way. But if they are always in a super lengthened position because you're always squeezing your glutes and pushing them forward, we want to bring more awareness to the hamstrings because the hamstrings can actually pull your pelvis underneath of you a little bit more and help support your body so you don't always have to rely on your glutes, squeezing them in order to remain stable while you're standing. For this exercise, you're going to need a bench like this one. You can also do it on the edge of your couch. However, depending on how squishy your couch is, that might make it a little bit more difficult. Or you can do it on a kitchen chair. Just make sure that the chair is pushed up against a wall and you put like a little towel or something underneath so your heels don't get irritated. The goal for this setup is going to be to create a 90-degree angle between the knee and the hip. So with my feet here, I'm going to scoot my hips a little bit more forward so that I can get a nice angle. Once you're laying down in this position, I want you to really kind of dig your heels and press your heels straight down into the bench. That is going to help you lift your hips off of the ground ever so slightly. You only need maybe an inch, maybe a half an inch lift off of the ground. Now here's the kicker. I want you to be able to maintain this position without squeezing your glutes. So you should be able to put your hands on your glutes and jiggle them so that they're not contracted. If you find yourself super squeezing and contracting them, instead of thinking about bridging your hips up, think about pushing your heels down into whatever surface your heels are on. Once in this position, we are going to hold here and we are going to go through some nice deep breaths. Inhaling through the nose, expanding 360 degrees around our abdomen and our rib cage. Followed by a nice exhale out until you feel your side abs start to engage. For some of you, you're only going to be able to hold this position for just a couple breaths. Other people can hold this all the way up to maybe, let's say, 45 seconds or a minute. It's really going to be dependent on the person. But I definitely want you to be taking a rest break whenever, one, your hamstrings get really fatigued, or two, you feel that you start squeezing your glutes in order to maintain that position. Here's an example of what a full set of this exercise looks like. Again, main importance is keeping those glutes nice and jiggly. Now that we just brought more awareness to the hamstrings, it's going to be really important for you to get up, get on your 2 feet, and go through some strengthening exercises through full range of motion. My favorite way to do this is to pair it with a unilateral exercise like a split stance or B stance Romanian deadlift where we're focusing on internal rotation, as well as a Bulgarian split squat where we're focusing on some rotation, or even a landmine split squat where the landmine itself creates a special arc of motion, allowing us to push our hips into more internal rotation to put stretch on those glutes and load them in that lengthened position. I'll link the videos to those 3 exercises below. Let me know how this feels for you.